Following Israel's recent airstrike on Iran, the International Atomic Agency has reported severe damages to Iran's nuclear site. To know and understand more on this topic, I have with me Dr. P.K. Ghosh, defense strategist. Thank you for joining us, sir. So can you tell us how significant is the damage caused to the Iran's nuclear sites?
Well, I would say that there has been a lot of damage, but the exact amount, I think nobody really knows, and even the Iranians are themselves sort of trying to find out. But out of all the three installations, the major ones I'm talking about, I really do not know how much damage can be done because of the circumstances and the area itself. Now, just to give you a brief, especially in Natanz and Kudro, in fact, more than half of the installation is actually underground and deep underground. Only, especially, for example, in Natanz, only a little bit of it is above the ground. And why is it Israel has not really got the bunker busters which the Americans have got for use in on these nuclear installations. So I really don't think too much of damage has happened under the underground installations. In fact, there was I don't know whether it's a joke or not, that the only thing that possibly could have happened to the underground ones, not the above one grounds, is the electricity would have gone off. And that, of course, even that would be a problem because all the centrifuges, etc., stop working. Now, just to go into a little more details about the centrifuges, currently Iran uses something known as the IR-6, or the sixth generation of centrifuges. And their IR-1s, of course, is old story. This has got carbon fiber, etc. And they are all arranged in something known as cascades. Now, cascades for IR-6 is about roughly about 174 centrifuges each, this thing. Now, this is the one they are going to use, or they were using, to enhance the uranium enrichment process to 60%. I think it is slightly above 60%, though normal accepted figure is 60%, and which they wanted to the weapons grade, that is 90%. Now, if just to give a comparison, uranium which 235, which has been enhanced to 5%, is good enough for your power plant, nuclear power plants, reactors, etc. So you can imagine how much they were going to enhance it to. Now, the IAEA, as per the previous accord, had already set up elaborate inspecting mechanisms. I think Iran has easily told Rossi, the Director General, that look, please look after yourself and we are not interested in. And they have also taped up for quite some time the cameras that exist. Apart from that, the IAEA has been objecting to the placing of equipment which can be used for dual use. So all these things are there. Now the question is, how much damage has happened? Like I said, it's going to be very difficult to say how much exactly damage has happened. Earlier, through cyber, this thing in 2010, they had degraded the performance by 30%. Now it's always going to be more, but it's not going to be wiped out in any way. In fact, far from it. And my personal feeling is that if Iran has already got some prototype devices in hand, then I think one is one too many. So, and nobody on earth can ever give a fail-proof saying that 100% destruction has taken place. So that niggling thought is there. that even if one, two, or three devices, some or the other, have been hidden away, and it's not very difficult to hide away. All you got to do is to put this enriched uranium on a ship and just sail it away after from Futro. So this thing is there. And of course, I must also say, and this is slightly on a tangent, it is, though enriched uranium is the main one which goes into the making of the device, it is the other aspects also. For example, the casing and all, they are also equally important. So if you destroy them also, the ability to get high metallurgical casings, and that again is a deterrence. But like I said, we can't put our finger and say this is the percentage that has been destroyed or delayed. That only time will tell.
Right, sir. So, can you tell us about like what this means for the civilians, like in terms of radiation risk?
Yeah, there was a little bit of a talk about the radiation risk. So naturally, there is going to be a radiation risk, but the IAEA has categorically said that there is minimal radiation risk. And if you actually take off a reactor, and you remember what happened to Chernobyl and Zaporizhzhia in Ukraine, you see, it is dependent on various factors if the radiation does come out. But as of now, the IAEA has said that there is no risk of radiation as of now.
Okay. Sir, can you tell us about that says that the IEA says that the nuclear fuel cycle of Iran has been delayed. Is it true?
So here is the question of course, it has been derailed to a very large extent, or the extent we really don't know, as I mentioned earlier, but it has been derailed, and there are going to be serious gaps, and it is not going to be easy, I realize this, for Iran to get back into that same mode and cycle. But the fact is that I'm sure they would have had plan B in place, because it's not something, in fact, all the newspapers had said US was removing its people from its missions in the Gulf. I mean, what more do you need? There's nothing classified in the fact that Israelis were going to attack, preemptive attack on the nuclear sites. Every Tom, Dick and Harry knew this. So I'm sure they would have put some plan B into action. Of course, again, the question arises, what plan B did they really put? Because all their top military people, scientists were gathered together. So, and they were easily picked off and killed. So that again is the question. But so we'll have to just wait and see how much has been the delay and what exactly is the extent of the damage.